Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox. This video is for those of you who are just waking up to the concept that, wow, I am unprepared and I need to get prepared because stuff's fixing to happen. Or maybe you have friends who are just saying, hey, I don't even know the first thing to do to get prepared. What do I do? Okay, so this video is for those of you. If you have a friend like that, send them a link to this video. I'm not going into the mental aspects of preparation in this video, which are very important, not the whys, the wherefores, things to think about for the future, contingency planning, not going into that. I'm just giving people concrete steps to take very soon, now, to get prepared so they can go, okay, at least I'm ready. All right, people seem to like those kinds of lists. So the first thing I'd like you to do, please, is go inventory the food in your house. I am not talking about the food that's in your refrigerator or your freezer. I'm talking about the food that's in your cupboards or on your shelves, right? Go look at your food. You should have in your house food that does not require any preparation. I'm talking about like soup, right? Like a can of soup tastes better if you warm it up, but you can eat it without warming it up, right? Pasta, you got to cook it, right, to eat it. So I'm talking about already prepared foods for 2 weeks for you and your entire family. You should be able to stay in your house with the doors locked and have 2 weeks worth of food to eat with no worries and no preparation. So what kind of food are we talking about? I'm talking about soups. I love Progresso soup. It's like basically a meal in a can, right? Meats. Think about proteins. You can get protein in peanut butter, and I like peanut butter and jelly and tortillas because they last a long time, right? So that's another food group, and peanut butter has protein in it. But other protein is meats, right? Sardines, tuna. They make the little foil packs of chicken now, that kind of thing. Get some meat, jerky, put some meat up. Vegetables. You can get all kinds of canned vegetables, canned corn, canned peas, Get some canned veggies. Crackers. Crackers are a good filler, and it makes an excellent device to put peanut butter in your mouth on a cracker. You can get mayonnaise. I would suggest you get the little jars of mayonnaise, though, because your power may be out, so you're going to want to open it, mix it with tuna or chicken salad or something, and eat it all, because you're not really going to be able to do leftovers, that kind of thing. What else can you get? Pudding cups, fruit cocktail, just food that requires no preparation. I'm sure when I'm done with this video, I'm going to be like, oh, you didn't tell them about this. But just get food for 2 weeks for your whole family. If you're going to err on the side of too much food, not too little food. You're going to probably be working harder than you do now physically, and you're going to be hungry. So take care of that. Food that requires no preparation. I'll try to put the link down here on bug out bag food. I think I called it Bob Meals or Bob Food or something like that. I designed, big deal, right? I'm sure other people have too. Bug out food for a bug out bag. And it's basically like, ramen and little tuna packets and power bars and hot cocoa and, stuff like that. I did a video on it. Please put together 3 days worth of rations for everybody in your family. This is in addition to the 2 weeks of food, because the next thing I want you to do is put together bug out bags for your whole family. Everybody, 7, 8 years old and up should have their own bug out bag. There's a bazillion videos on YouTube about bug out bags. You do not have to build a $1,000 bug out bag at this point. Really what you need to do is get bags for every member of your family. You can get a book bag at Goodwill for like 50 cents or $1, right? And just start putting shelter, fire, food, water, duct tape, just put stuff in there so that if you and your family had to leave your house and walk out into yon woods and live for 3 days, you could survive. Okay. And again, bug out bag, construction theory, everything, lots of stuff on that on the net. I have a great blog, Viking Preparedness at blogspot.com, and then there's a search box and you can just type in Bob, B-O-B, and I've got all kinds of stuff written on Bobs there. You can go check that out. But put together Bobs for every member of your family. The next thing, and these things are all kind of simultaneously because this is immediate steps, right? The next thing I need you to do, please, is start storing water. if, yah forbid, you're still drinking soda, carbonated water with high fructose corn syrup and food coloring in there, if you're still drinking that, save your 2-liter bottles, rinse them out in the tap. All you gotta do is rinse them out, dump them out, fill them up with water, cap them, and stick them in a dry, in a dark place, like a back of a closet somewhere. Just start doing that with all your bottles. If you don't drink soda, good for you. Ask your coworkers to save your bottles. Tell them you're doing a project or your kid's doing something or whatever. Maybe tell them what you're doing. But start saving your bottles and filling up water. Maybe the cran apple, juice bottle kind of things. They look like jugs. They need to be kind of washed out with soap, just a little bit of soap. Make sure you rinse them good. But same thing, fill them up with water, stick them in a dark place. You stick them in a dark place because if you don't, if sunlight hits them, algae grows, right? You don't want that. So start storing up water. Ideally, you would have 2 weeks worth of water in your house, and the really rough calculation is 1 gallon per person per day. You have 5 people in your family, that's 5 gallons. 5 gallons times 14 is a lot of water, all right? Start storing up water. Start figuring out how to do that, and just do your best at that. The next thing I'd like you to do is put together a comprehensive first aid kit. Now, you can get a lot better first aid kit by doing it yourself and buying the individual items. Not only is it going to be better, it's going to be a lot cheaper than if you buy an already built first aid kit. I'll probably do a video on this later, but I'm sure Patriot Nurse, who you should check her out anyway, has done videos on comprehensive family first aid kits. Put one together. You got to know where this stuff is. You can't say, well, I've got gauze pads in the towel drawer, I've got bacitracin in the Neosporin in the cabinet, and I've got Band-Aids in the guest bathroom. Put it all together in one spot. And so have a first aid kit. If you don't know first aid, buy a book on first aid, stick it in your bathroom, put it on your nightstand, start reading it, or go check one out of the library and learn first aid. Next thing is lighting, all right? Go ahead and get flashlights for every, probably 12-year-old and up in your house. Know where they are, have some spare batteries. Headlamps are great. Throw a headlamp in each bob, throw a headlamp in your first aid kit. Get those at Walmart for, I don't know, $7 to $12, something like that. It allows hands-free use. Get a lantern, at least one, and I'm telling you, the propane lanterns that take the canisters are better than the battery lanterns because they last longer and they're brighter. You can go to Walmart, get that, get some extra manals, buy 8, 10 bottles of propane, and get yourself set up to have some light in your house if things go on. So now you've got food, you've got water, you've got light. Now you got to take care of your place. You got a bug out bag. Go ahead and buy some plastic sheeting. Go to a Lowe's or a Home Depot, and they sell these big rolls of plastic sheeting, like 3 mil. They come in like translucent and also in black. Get a couple rolls of that, maybe just one roll of that. If you don't have a staple gun, get a staple gun, get some staples, and be prepared to board up windows. Cover windows that get broken in the middle of a huge storm, or put over your roof and hold down with bricks or something. But be prepared to patch holes in your place quickly in an emergency, and then get some basic tools. And if you have tools already, make sure they're kind of in one spot. And I'm talking a hammer, a saw, some screwdrivers, pliers, vice grips, duct tape. Get some gloves, work gloves, that kind of thing. Have a basic toolkit to take care of things. If you do just those steps right there, your food, your water, your medical, your light, your basic tools, and a bug out bag for every member of your family, you are going to be so far ahead of the average American out there. These are basic, very basic steps. Please take those. I wrote a whole book. I probably own, I own a lot of books, and I probably own, 15 shelf feet of survival books. And I wrote my book, honestly, because I didn't see one that filled that niche, right? And the niche that I'm talking about is for beginner to intermediate preppers, things you need to do. And it's called Survivalist Family, Prepared Americans for a Strong America. You can get it on Amazon. It's not very expensive, and it details what you need to do to get prepared. It's a great book to buy for somebody who's just coming around to thinking about this, or maybe not even thinking about it, because I spend a little bit of time in the beginning talking about why you need to be prepared. But hey, start taking care of at least those things. Oh, one other thing I forgot to add, and then I'll sign off on this video. You need outdoor clothing. Some of you out there, let me just think of, like some women, right? They've got those little slipper shoes, the flats, and that's really the only kind of shoes they own. This is unacceptable when you're going to be working and living and walking outside. Get some kind of shoe you can wear outside, even if it's just a running shoe, that laces to your foot and is rather sturdy. That's good. But heels, flats, little silky pants or fashionable tight clothing, You need something that you can go out in the woods and kind of deal with stuff, or out in the front yard while you're fixing the window, or something like that. So get some, and again, you can get all this stuff at Goodwill. You can go get a pair of jeans and a regular rugged outdoor shirt. I'm not talking about spending a bazillion dollars on OR or North Face or anything like that. And hey, that's all good stuff, but you don't need that. Just get some clothes that you can live outside in. All right, those are basics. If you picture in your mind, here comes the mental part. If you picture in your mind no electricity, no water, no help, no food, no stores are open, everything stops. Picture that for 3 or 4 weeks, 2 weeks, whatever. What do you have to do to take care of yourself and your family? What do you need? Start thinking along those lines. All right. Hey, I hope that was helpful. I know for most of you it's very, very basic. Take those steps and you'll be all right. All right, I'll see you out there.